Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with you. First and foremost, thank you, Harold, for hosting the stream. And thank you, Crazy Like Fox, for resubbing. That's 8 months. Thank you for all that support. I really appreciate it. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave, the Lego the Scythe emote in the chat. Dude wants his rug. Beat me to it. Throwing in the emotes there. If you're a subscriber, you can throw those emotes back at me. Lashbrook is here. Hi, Lashbrook. If you're not currently a subscriber, you could just say hi. Or use another emote. And that's okay. As always, you don't have to be a subscriber to be a viewer. And I appreciate anyone that wants to watch what we're doing here. We are in the pre-show hangout. We're waiting for a few folks to join us who are like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Harold's here. Hello, Harold. Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's right. It's 9 o'clock Eastern time. I got to tune into Pat's stream. Oh, my stream notification went up that he went live. I'm going to check that out. And then I did have to restart the stream very briefly, which is annoying. Jam just subscribed. That with Twitch Prime, that's 27 months. Thank you so much, Jam. Let's do claps there on our soundboard shenanigans, and we'll say thank you very much, Jam. 27 months, that's incredible. Thank you so much for your continued support. It does mean the world to me, and I really appreciate it. Now, Crazy Like Fox, what's up? Thank you for renewing your subscription as well. Now, we got a good thing going here. We're going to work on a new kit. Now, when I looked at this kit, the Vigna-Ghina 2 from F91, I saw that some builders consider it to be the worst kit of 2019. If that doesn't sound great. We'll say it's got a lot of stickers, and that's a bad sign. It is an RE100. Those that have not used the RE100 line, I like them. They're a little bit more complicated of a high grade. They are for kits that you're not going to see a master grade of, but they're more detailed than a high grade. But yeah, lots of stickers for the RE100. Oftentimes you're going to find suits that maybe would be too large to normally be a master grade. Not in this case, because F91, they scaled everything back in size. The F91 Gundam is one of the smaller Gundams. I did a video all about that. Here's the thing I don't understand. So I got A1 and A2. Sure. I got B1, B2. Sure. I'm talking about sheets here. I got C, 1 and 2. Awesome. D, 1 and 2. Also awesome. Then I got E1, which is weapons. But then I got E1 and 2 that are red. And then I get F1 and 2. And then, whatever, some stuff for the beams. Why are there 2 E1s? Why is this kit got 2 E1s? What is it? Why? Why does it have 2 E1s? I don't understand. I feel like that Vine of the lady who's like, why is it Kansas, but it's not Arkansas? Like, that's, to me, that's what I feel like. Like, hey, you got a lot of letters. You only go up to, we got, over here, this is SB19, and this is SB13. So that means we only go up to F. Weapons from another kit with the same items. Jam, that's what I think that might be it. This could just be E1 from the Vigna-Ghina 1. And it's the same weapons. And so they just reused it. Because we've built the Vigna-Ghina. Now, to refresh your memory, I think I did zoom too much on my face here. I'm big in the screen here. If you didn't watch the build of the Vigna-Ghina, that's a great mobile suit. It's got 2 different shades of purple and gray. It's got Megatron colors. I love it. This is your traditional red villain. And I do think that, like, they just couldn't even be bothered when they sculpted new pieces to not use the same letter and number combination as a thing they were going to include. And that is weird. Because literally, the very first page, the very first thing says, it has to say, I don't know if you can, yeah. It says E1, and then in parentheses it says red. I don't think that's going to read right there. There it is. You can see E12, that's one of the pieces there. It says red. It has to make sure that I don't pull the E12 from the other one. That is, I spit there and I apologize. This does not bode well. This I wasn't surprised at. All, like I said, RE100's got a lot in common with the high grade. So you're going to have a lot of our PC connectors, our rubber connectors. The Treon 3 I made had about half the Gundam Zeta parts you don't even use. That one I'm always like weirded out. Like when they do a revision, they do a new costume thing, and they leave in also hi Ultron. Yes, hello. They often do stuff like that, and it's weird when they reuse weapon sheets. I get it, but I don't know. It'll be fine. This is going to be a fun build. I'm looking forward to it. But like I said, that I was like putting my sheets, getting my sheets lined up, and I was like, wait, what? So I'm excited to work on this. Like I said, there's a lot of stickers, which is me. But let's go to the overhead. Let's look at this kit, the Vigna-Ghina 2. We'll make this bigger so you can kind of see what's up with this thing. There it is. It looks a lot like the Vigna-Ghina. Molds are expensive. Got to save costs where you can. I guess so. It does have this lance, and I like a lance. I think a lance is a weird weapon. It's got a cool backpack. I like that. It's got this thing, which we'll use in the overhead. Let me get this back to the right size here. Gotta get this back to the right size for this. Whoops, that's not what we want to do. I should lock that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lock that so that I can't accidentally do that anymore. Lock that. Nope, that takes away. Lock that. Lock that. That's better. There, now it's locked and I can't move them around. It's got the beam shield, and I love a beam shield. I love a beam shield. You can see that it's got the spot. We'll build that. I love that. I think that's such a fun nonsense thing that I always enjoy putting on. Also, it's got 2 different colors for its beam sabers, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I love that. I love that that like shield thing there. And then we got some water transfers as well, but I figure we'll stick with the stickers here. Okay, so let's get to building here. We need 2 pieces here, and we'll get going. I hope everyone's having a great night tonight. It's a Thursday. We're building a model kit. We're hanging out. I had a good day. I had a fairly early for me. I had a video. I'm trying to say how it says. I thought I was going to have a video submission audition, and it turned out to be a video interview. And I was surprised by that. They were like, yeah, well, hey, instead of sending this video, is there a time today or tomorrow you can get on, like, Skype and chat with us? And I was like, okay, let me put a shirt on. And then, called in and talked to them. And that's good. So, lately, I have been, because I gotta, focused on applying to places to work, like all sorts of stuff, theaters of all kinds, and social media stuff, and things that would involve on camera and streaming and stuff like that. But this was not that. This was an appearance in a short film. And they want to interview me because it is a mockumentary, which I like mockumentaries, but also, we got to be clear, sometimes mockumentaries and fake documentaries and that sort are also a way of getting you to improvise the scripts. So I'm happy to be in things, especially things that pay money. But I was like, okay, well, let me know what's going on. What is this? Is there a script involved? What's going on with it? And so we chatted, and they kind of threw me like a basic overview, and then threw in some specifics. And I think that I did all right. I think I answered their questions. Hopefully, they will want to uh, do more stuff with me. Um, so we'll see. Uh, yeah, so I'm hopeful that it's going to turn into something. I don't know, like I said, but it was nice uh, to do something creative in that avenue because lately I've been focusing on behind the scenes stuff and not things that involve me using the old acting chops. So that was kind of neat. Um, Most of my performance stuff has been streaming or video that I've done for myself, which that works out pretty good. Normally, when people call me into things, it's because they know me personally, or they know someone recommended me. They saw a video of mine, or they saw a live performance of mine, or a friend of a friend was like, "Oh, well, if you're trying to fill this type, I know this person." This one was that somebody was looking for a particular type, and then a person they were chatting with um, knows me from PAX and Giant Bomb stuff and streaming and things like that, and was like, "Oh, hey, uh, what about this dude? He's in New York." Uh, and so that was very nice to be thought of and recommended for. So we'll see. I don't know. It is another one of those things where who knows what could come of it, or if anything will come of it. But uh, the real thing, the honest thing, is there's like it's good to uh, do performance and even audition. And uh, Skype is not my preferred method of auditioning for things or having meetings, but you do what you gotta do. Silver Streak says, can confirm first heard saw Pat via GB. Hi all. Yeah, Silver Streak. I would say that the majority of folks that know me on the internet know me from pack stuff, giant bomb stuff, being around this community. There are a few folks that are starting to know of me via my recent collaborations with Loading Ready Run, the members of Loading Ready Run, and various things. So that's been nice because that audience is very chill and cool, and it's nice if a few of them want to kind of see what I'm up to and what I'm about. As someone who tries to be pretty chill and cool. And then, what was it? Yeah, I don't know. There are people, that still kind of, know me from my comedy stuff and New York stuff, but I would say a lot of the people that I know from that world wish that I streamed in the afternoon because they are out in the evenings. They are doing stuff. They got shows to promote and be in. They don't got time to watch streams at night, which I understand. A majority of my YouTube views, I believe, if I can narrow it down, are people that know me from comedy in New York because they just can't watch it, so they watch it when they can, which is awesome, and I appreciate it. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Of course, obviously, I'm thankful for everybody that's here in person right now. If you're a chatter, if you're not a chatter, because I understand there are lurkers out there. I mean, I've been in the Loading Ready Run Discord for over a year. I just posted the Pat Bear's Anime Club link because they have an anime forum, and I figured, in the con section, I posted in the con section because I figured people would like to see that because my panel wasn't streamed, and I know that people really like Ben and Corey and Jacob, so I want to make sure they saw that. That's important to be able to share with them. I'll link that stuff in the middle. I'm very proud of the panels I did this year. I have thoughts on how to improve them, but I am overall pleased as I begin to think about, lightly think about PAX West. Nothing necessary there. And also, as I start to see more and more people being like, hey, what if we didn't go to Emerald City Comic Con, which is in Seattle? I start to understand that, where maybe it'll be a while before I really pin down Seattle. I don't know. I am most likely going to do a con here in New York in the summer. I'm at least going to pitch Pat Baer's Anime Club because there isn't a lot of anime content at this con that I go to quite often. And I think the audience would be really into it. And so I'm most likely going to do... I don't think I'm going to do the same exact style of panel of... Well, oops, I just dropped the thing. I got to pick it up. The style of panel that I did, which was yelling about the anime we love. It's still going to be a panel about anime, and it will still probably involve being psyched about things, but it might be a little more critical because... whoops. There we go. I'm all over the place. Sorry, everybody. Back in it. Focused. Ready to put together pieces of this kit. No, I'm pitching to a convention that is focused on celebrating queer culture. So I'd like to do like something about queerness in anime, text versus subtext, that kind of thing. The shows that there over the years that are is this character is definitely gay, but no one talks about it, or the shows that are like, this is a gay show and everyone knows that and we're down for it, whatever. But I just read the entirety of Bungie is on work from home policy, and that's right. Yeah, I think that's awesome, Lashbrook. I think that's cool. It'll be interesting to see what other tech businesses, especially in the Seattle region, choose to do. During this, it'll be interesting to see. In the same way that like a lot of people are losing a bunch of money by not going to GDC, folks that aren't going to Emerald City Comic Con are certainly financially losing out on a lot of business and a lot of opportunities. And then the people that are choosing to still go are running into the thing of, well, I'm still going to go, and will there be people there that I want to see? And of course, the fans that are bummed that their favorites or the people they wanted to see aren't going, and that is definitely rough, and I feel for them. I had a friend try to tell me that there was no homosexuality in Yuri on Ice. I had to explain to a 25-year-old what context and subtext means. Silver Streak. Yeah, I don't... Look, even compared to shows where there isn't a lot of text, Yuri on Ice is implicitly, like what? Like, if you don't want to read that Sakura's best friend is definitely in love with her, card captor, I guess you could choose not to read that. If you think that in New Game, the only queer couple is Rin and Kyo, you could read that, I guess. You could decide that all the other ladies in that show are definitely not in love with other ladies in that show. I guess. Uh, but I don't know how you watch Yuri and Ice and just be like, just a bunch of heterosexual dudes. It's just a bunch of guys being dudes out there. What the Silver Streak says I had no words for a while. Yeah, like I get it. Sometimes people don't see things that they are not accustomed. That's like watching Utena and being like, hmm. Or thinking there's nothing queer going on in Evangelion. I've definitely had friends at the time that were like, that scene's weird. And that as far as they got. Like, they almost got there. They knew that, like, stuff was happening, but they were unsure what. And you're like, okay. Like, yeah, like I said, sometimes it's text. Um, oh, there was an anime that came out, like, last year, maybe the year before. Slow Start. Slow Start. Just has female characters. It kind of brushes over. It doesn't spend much time thinking about how one character has two grandmas. Never really like gets into it too much. There's one character that girls seem to really flirt with, or that gets flirted with, and they're like, they don't really stop to consider. Like, that show doesn't spend any time on talking about how gay it is. It's just very gay. Uh, But, and I think that's especially with anime that are about a lot of ladies. They often don't, the text is like, isn't there. Like I said, new game. New game, finally at one point is just like, yeah, they're dating. Clearly they're in love. Duh. And it doesn't go out its way to be like, and then these other people are in couples, and they're dating. But, come on. They're either completely oblivious or supplanted their own reality. I feel bad for them. I even have seen that show, and I haven't even seen that show, even though it's more gay than a lot of people believe JoJo to be. Yeah, didn't turn them off. Yeah, like I said, I think that sometimes people just don't see things. I think JoJo is incredibly like JoJo has a lot of virgin sexual energy in it. You know what I mean? Like JoJo has a lot of performance stuff because people are like, "Oh, but like the cherry tongue thing," or just like. But I'm also like, the fact that some of those characters have children is remarkable because they do not seem to have any concept of anything or knowledge of what's going on or interest in anyone. Uh, but also, if you told me that every character in Golden Wind was gay, I would believe you. Uh, I would 100% believe you. That one to me is the most like presenting of any of them. Oh, I got to put a sticker on here. All right, our first sticker. We got this black piece right here. We're going to put a red sticker over it. Okay. Slightly different red. Got to put that on there. Let's go. I've only read Stone Ocean, but JoJo seems basically to be pansexual. Yeah, but like Jonathan, I think more than any other Josuke, or not Josuke, more than any other Joe, is probably pretty sexual. But like, I don't know. I mean, multiple children, right? Am I right? But like Jotaro, I don't know. I don't see it. Mostly they're just like they're just out there being themselves and doing stuff. And it's great. And I like it and appreciate it. But yeah, I think a lot of that's projection. Uh, but yeah, I mean, they're examining the text and the subtext of queer relationships in anime. I think is like an important thing to be like, hey, I think that obviously the United States edits of Sailor Moon took away a queer relationship that was in the show because they made a character female that was male presenting. Um, but even beyond that, yes, and then also they took two female characters and made them cousins. Yes, but even beyond that, I think that the interpersonal relationships that the Sailor Scouts have with one another, while it certainly isn't explicitly of a relationship, sexual relationship, or a coupling, their closeness and their different personalities meshing well together is certainly queer as hell and like important for 90s kids. 90s kids will remember Sailor Moon and being like, oh, look at all these different ladies. Uh, because, and this is anecdotal from conversation over the years, but there are ladies who, they're a Mercury type, or they're a Jupiter type, or a Venus type, or a Mars type. Uh, and I think that's like one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, it's just like yeah, there are a lot of different kinds of ladies in that show, and their relationships with one another. Like I think further serve the people who were watching it and who were kind of figuring out where they fit in the world. Um, Beyond the shows that like Sailor Moon is important to all sides of the equation. Yeah, just a squad of ladies, exactly. Yeah, Silver Streak. I think that for the history of anime and the viewership in America, particularly, having Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon be popular is very important for fans of Sailor Moon is incredibly important in the fact also in the fact that um uh there are not awesome ladies in shonen. There are not enough, I should say, awesome ladies in shonen. If you look at Jump Force, there are not a lot of ladies in the Jump Force video game. Uh, like Hunter x Hunter has one lady who rules and kicks major ass. That's it. Maybe two. Dirty's here. Thank you, Dirty, for subscribing 7 months. Thank you so much for that. Let's throw the Bear Game like there. Thank you so much for your continued support. It means a lot. But yeah, when we look at like, oh, Lord Stockton's here too. Hi, Lord Stockton. Yeah, when we take a look at the things, like there are cool ladies in Bleach. Certainly, there are important ladies in Bleach. But at the end of the day, they're not like they are often damseled. They are important for our main characters to save. And DBZ, yeah, of course. Uh, yeah, like Dragon Ball Super redeems Android 18, who shouldn't have needed redemption. Android 18 should have just been continued to have been awesome in the show and wasn't. And that is it is a shame. 34 great found it here. But yeah, no, like Dragon Ball. Like the transition from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, the transition from a ecchi adventure series into a fighting anime, like a tournament fighter anime, does rob it of a lot of its um, just important, or like the important female characters. Bulma, you know, can't help but be sidelined because Bulma is not a fighter. Bulma is for all the issues that come up with her and the hot takes that persist, that would, certainly persist about it. And I'm not taking anything away from that, but like Bulma is obviously a more important character in Dragon Ball than she is in Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, so Sailor Moon. Also the fact that a lot of Sailor Moon villains, there are a lot of arcs where the villains are other women, Sailor Stars. Uh, the aliens. I think the aliens are, depending on what aliens are. I mean, they're a mix. There's a mix. All right, that's the chest unit. We can see the backpack's going to go here. That wasn't a lot. That was only one sticker, but yeah, we're moving on to the head unit. We do have some stickers that we will be applying here, because we are building the head, which makes sense. Got to put the eyes on. Got to put a bunch of different things here. Again, they're going to make sure I know to use the red sheet. If you missed the beginning of the stream, even though this kit probably recycling its weapons, there are two E1s, and they got to make sure I'm not trying to pull out the weapons when I'm building the head. That's just weird. It's just a weird choice to be like, oh, well, that's already E1. Whatever. We'll just keep marking it in the instructions over and over again. This is the wrong E1. So E there, and then we'll just pull 10 and 11 out there. Classic kind of knight's helmet head for this kit. Yeah, Silver Streak. I mean, so it was posed that most likely the weapons are from the Vigna-Ghina kit, which we have built on stream, the original Vigna-Ghina, and it's most likely they're just reusing them. But then you should letter this different and just make that E. It's a weird. This is the RE100, so it is like some probably refurbishing here and there. I'm not mad about it. It's just weird. But going back to talking about like the representation and all that, like there's that's always the thing. I try to I've been trying to get my thoughts on that, talking about the idea of doing Pat Baer's Anime Club at FlameCon, and the submission that I'm probably going to be putting together is something to the effect of the text versus subtext, the gayest anime we can, the gay anime we love, or something like that. Something that like Pat Baer's Anime Club, our favorite queer stories or something. Something that like draws the eye, would interest anime fans that are at the convention, because it is a general like Comic-Con kind of thing. It's queer focused, but like as far as I can tell, there's not a lot of anime content. So I think like people might kind of come. I definitely got some people coming to Pat Baer's Anime Club at PAX that just saw anime in the title of a panel, that didn't know anybody that was there. That was just like, because I did some going through, it was like, yeah, I don't know any of y'all, but it said anime, and then it said yelling, and so the person they were with was like, yeah, I just figured you're probably gonna like just talk about shows, and then I would like find a thing, and then they just showed me a napkin where they had hastily written down like most of the shows we had talked about, and they were like, yeah, I'm just gonna like go online when we get to the hotel and like see if I want to watch any of these shows. And it's just like, hell yeah. Yeah. That's what it was there for. That was the whole gosh darn point of the panel, which is awesome. That's what I wanted. And it was nice, for people to like the side effect. The thing I mentioned this. I think I maybe mentioned this on Monday. A thing I didn't think about when I was pitching this panel was that it was going to also be a cathartic moment throughout, where if we said the name of a panel or the next thing we're going to talk about, the next anime, that people who have been yelling about that anime to their friends could be like, yes, thank you. I keep telling them. I didn't think about that. That when we said like, oh, we're going to talk about this thing, that people would be like, yeah, I love that. Yes, yes, please. Um, uh, are there any more than the two panels currently listed on your YouTube channel? So, for me, the panels I did at PAX, those are the only two that I produced. So there's the only two that are up there for me. I have previous improvised postmortems in the category, and Pat Baer's Anime Club is mostly just talking head video stuff. This is the first time I ever did that live. But I do have other improvised postmortems. I have 404 It's from PAX's. The other panels I was on, I didn't record, but I will link on my Twitter, and I'll mention them around here in streams if people put them up. I want to say that Harris is going to put Easy Baking Challenge up on Finji's YouTube, but they have to like go in and like bleep out the swears and stuff. So I think they're going to do that. And then Lang, I know recorded audio, but I don't know if that's going to go up in his podcast feed or not. And Dylan usually does hit something with Hidden Gems. So when he's ready to announce that, I'll be sure to let y'all know. One day I'll get back into watching new anime. I honestly think that My Hime fake out of being slice of life broke me. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, sometimes they just get you, right, Silver? They just like, you think you know what this show is, and they're like, nah, it's sorry. Sorry, This Is Sad is one of my favorite and least favorite swerves in anime. Where you're like, oh, this seems pretty cool, and this seems pretty fun, and this is silly, and then it's just like, nah. You know how everyone was joked about, like, just don't make it purgatory for Lost? But there are a bunch of anime that are apparently taking place in purgatory, and you didn't know that? And then, like, there's multiple anime that are just like, actually, this is terribly sad. Sorry. And you're like, oh, but you were cute and fun. Oh, no. Yes, exactly. Yeah, even like, there are a bunch of those. Like Marching Like a Lion is really fun, but also like have some fucking gravitas. It kind of go for it. But yeah, I think that those shows can kind of like throw you for a loop, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe I'm done here. All right, so I did apply one sticker for the eyes, and now I'm applying more things here. Kind of getting this ready to go, getting our face together here, putting the sides of the face on. But yeah, this season's pretty solid as far as shows go. We'll get into that in the second hour, talking about shows. I am almost caught up on everything from PAX because I did have to not watch things while I was doing other things. The only thing that I haven't caught up on is I'm one episode behind of Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it. But I'm just going to watch that for Saturday's stream. I'll just watch double episodes like I did 2 episodes for Infinite Dendrogram, which I'm going to talk about tonight. And I'm kind of glad I watched it back to back. just dropping in to say, hey, Pat, good luck with the build. Well, thank you very much, Washable Markers. Happy to have you. And Harold also takes this as a chance to exit. Harold, have a great night. Thank you for hosting. Thank you for being here as always. Hope to see you this weekend. Have a good stream. Well, Harold, thank you very much. You have a great one. Oh, we got another sticker coming on here. Got to put more. See, now, like, that's the thing. Instead of making this not E1, they just have to, every time they put a part down, they have to say, this one. Not watching, oh, no, I'm not watching Otobasina. No, Dirty. I chose to wait to see if that was, that might be the show that I watch, like, in between seasons. I usually kind of, if there's a series that my social circle isn't talking about, I often that I was kind of on the fence about, I often end up not watching it because people aren't talking about it, and that might be the thing that, like, and sometimes I fucked up, right? Like, Welcome to Demon School. I wasn't watching when it started, and then I started watching clips of characters, and I was like, ooh, this seems good. And then I caught up, and now I'm day to date, and there's only one more episode left. Saturday, they're going to finish that show up. And I don't know if they'll ever do more, because I don't know if it's done well enough to justify that. It's dumb, but it still gives me a good chuckle. Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like that's always kind of where I felt like, there are shows that, yeah, that just don't grab me, but then there's that period, right? Like, the stuff I'm watching is going to eventually wrap up in March, and then there's a bunch of new stuff in April, but I won't, I'll have like only a few fillers because not many shows that I'm watching right now none of the shows I'm watching right now started in February. They all started in January. So, all right, so we got to get 2. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So we have the blue plastic here. You can see that there. But the end of the helmet is going to have a little piece of blue there just on the bottom of the helmet, which is kind of interesting. I understand why. I get why this is a sticker. So we'll get that on there. Ooh, I want to check this. Messaging. Oh, great. I'm just going to type a thing here. Hooray! Oops. Typing is sometimes not my strong suit. Do you ever type something and you screw up so bad that they don't know, like they can't suggest you the right word? They're just like, sometimes you get like, I don't know what this is, but sometimes you just get like a bunch of things you're like, no, none of this is what I would try to type there with like 2 fingers very fast. It's just like, oh no, I don't know how to fix this. I messed this up. This is the wrong piece. Google going, what the hell is this word? Ha! I was a technical writer for half a decade and it still happens to me. As a programmer, that happens all the time. Yeah, where you're just like, this seems like the right thing. I know I'm missing letters here, but like you should be able to pick up what I'm trying to write via context, maybe. I guess not. I guess I'm even bad at that. Welcome. We got a bunch of viewers in here. We got a little bit of a bump there, which is I appreciate. Hello and welcome to Baer Workshop. We're working on the Vigna-Ghina 2 from F91, which was supposed to be a whole series and turned out to be a movie and some other stuff. It shows. I'm happy to work on this because I do like the RE100 line. And the bones of the Vigna-Ghina, I think, are great. Do I prefer the original Vigna-Ghina to the Vigna-Ghina 2? Of course I do. The Vigna-Ghina 2, in many ways, is an obvious kit. Generally, if you are red or maroon, you're a villain piece. And if you are, and what you don't often see is the Vigna-Ghina is purple and gray. It looks like Megatron. I love it. Such a good kit. Um, this one's going together fine. I have no complaints about what we've done so far, other than, and even the weirdness of the there being two E1s. Like, it's not bad. It's just weird. It's got a little more stickers than I would like for an RE100. Megatron, so in charge, he doesn't need villain colors. Yeah, exactly. Well, Silverstreak, he makes his own villain colors, right? He's just like, purple. It's the color royalty. And me. Obviously, in Transformers, Optimus Prime is the red one. Oh, so you can't make a villain character red. Red is a lot. There are several red Autobots. But in the Gundam, universes, generally red is the color. Even Wing gives you a maroon. They're just like, well, the Epion's not red. It could just be a red dragon, but instead it's a maroon dragon. And you're like, okay, I guess. We got to put a sticker on here, which is 17. 17. Ooh, 17 is a water transfer, I believe. What's that look like? Oh, that is... I don't know. It's a sticker. Let's see. Might just be a different... No, that's a regular sticker. I believe, yeah. It's just a different sticker. Not a water transfer. That's gonna go... I think this is maybe the wrong piece. E115. Whoa. Alright. Make sure I'm pulling the right piece off here. Yep, that was 15. Pulled that. Okay, that's what that is. Just making sure. This is one of those things where you're like, this shouldn't be a sticker. This should be two pieces of plastic that connect together. This should be a layering thing, not a sticker you have to run all along it. Silverstreak is gifting 1-tier sub. That's 11. So welcome, Tomio, I guess. Well, thank you, Silverstreak, for that. Let's give a Baer give emote, Lego set the emote. Silverstreak jumping to the top of the gifting leaderboard. But also, one, thank you very much for that. And two, don't ever feel bad about that. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. But never feel like you're taking up too much time. Like, there are folks that sometimes are here and they are super chatty, and there are folks here that don't feel, that are here every once in a while, so they want to be able to chat with me and have something to say. And there are folks that just like when Aristophan is here in chat, I sometimes only know Aristophan is here because whoa, Dirty, what's happening? Dirty, what the fuck? Thank you so much. Holy shit. If we had a hype train, we would be on a hype train. Dirty, jump into the top of the leaderboard. Stray Monkey and Mokmo and Pinball Geek and Infamous 89. I know that one. What's up? And Butter Knives. Welcome. Dirty, thank you so much for gifting all those subs. Literally, there's a delay on throwing that stuff up there. And so, there we go. And Butter Knives. Everybody that just became a subscriber, welcome. Consider hanging out here, using the emotes, chatting if you'd like to. But yeah, like I said, sometimes I don't know Aristophan is here until I see them throwing an emote in now and again, and that's cool. I always think that's totally fine with me. I'd much rather people enjoy the stream the way they want rather than feel like they're forced to engage in a certain way. And there are folks that we've had people that come in, type up a storm, have a lot to say about model kits, and want to talk to me about things and get their stuff out, and then we never hear from them again because they did a couple streams and they had a good time, and then they move on to other streams, and that's okay. I got no problem with that. I'm happy they found the time to chat. But yeah, that's really generous of you. Thank you very much, Dirty. I appreciate that. We are now also, as of right now, we are at 40 subscribers, which is rad. That was a thing that I would love to see. I was hoping we'd be able to do this month because I will not be traveling at all at this point, so I can be pretty consistent. The only odd thing is that I'm covering like 2 Wednesday nights coming up. So I won't be able to stream on Wednesday nights for my bonus stream. I'll be doing Tuesday night bonus streams, but I still think that it'll be okay. It'll just be a different night. But yeah, I appreciate that very much. All right, so we finished the head, and we're gonna put the head on there. And this kit is already coming together. And all right, now we're going to work on the arms, and a lot of the arms we can do at the same time, which is helpful. Yeah, I've been thinking about going back to what we were talking about previously, thinking about what kind of shows that like if there's anything on the schedule. Like I go through and I go like, oh, I drop this. Like maybe I'll pick up Orphan. Maybe I'll watch Plunderer. I don't think I'll watch Plunderer because it didn't grab me. It still has not grabbed me. So I might not end up going back to Plunderer, or watching it at all. And then maybe I'm gonna watch a Fate series other than the only one I've ever watched. But this Babylon one, like, because it's based on the game, a different game, and it's technically in virtual reality or in time or something, it maybe is an approachable Fate series. I don't know if it is. I don't know what classifies as approachable Fate series. I would say that today's menu at Emiya's house, or Emiya family, I forget, the one about cooking, is the only Fate series that I've ever actually watched all of, because it's just a goofy slice of life featuring those characters, but it's all about food. And they're like, it came out monthly, and they're half length episodes, and it's just like good time about how good food is and hanging out, and features Saber being adorable and great. And I was like, okay. And like I know enough about it to know that like, oh, Rin and Sakura having like sister time is really nice because they don't get that shit because things are fucked. And having like time where these characters can interact and kind of like be nice to each other is cool. And like Lancer gets to like be silly, and it's like, oh, that's fun. And you even get like a moment of Archer making food, and like I know enough about Archer to know that like him like cooking and like making people feel good about that is like a thing that like used to be important to that dude. So that's kind of cool. Like, I don't know. It's a cute show. But yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, maybe I'm going to watch this Fate's Babylon show. Like, maybe I'm going to watch a Fate show. Like, I don't, it just seems weird. It seems weird for me to suddenly be like, I'm going to do this. I think I'd be more likely to watch Carnival Phantasm, which is like the goofy, the like the joke, the gag anime, more than I would like ever be uh, into like a main series, quote unquote main series. But I don't know. Maybe y'all. Maybe that's exactly what I need is to watch a Fate anime. I don't know. Um, but yeah, we are gonna hit the doldrums soon, right? Um, we're getting into those like episodes, like I said, Welcome to Demon School is on its last episode this week. The next couple weeks, we're going to start seeing the ends of stuff in March as we get ready for April. And then there'll be a plethora of new shows, and people will be very excited about that. There's a bunch of things coming up in April to get excited about. If you like anime, like I do, there's a bunch of things to be into. I got that'll probably be. I know what my next Pat Bear's Anime Club episode is going to be about, and the one after that will probably be like new anime, new season. Oh, it's all happening. All these continued series are happening. I'm kind of not excited about a couple of them, and I'm very excited about others. I'm not excited about more Food Wars. Like, the little tease at the end of this last season didn't get me like, ooh, who's this guy? Because, like, they won. So I don't know. I was surprised, but I'm just like, yeah. There's other stuff that I am excited about, but that one, not really. I'm excited about some of the. We've got some traditional isekai stuff because we didn't really have any isekai this season. We've got some non-traditional isekai things coming out. That Spider, so I'm a Spider, so what? I'm very excited about that because that looks goofy in a way that I'm really into. And that Eighth Son anime, you know, he's got a lot of powers, and definitely there are going to be ladies. There's just going to be the harem aspect of it because they're definitely ladies. But like, it also seems like there's a lot of intrigue and noble betrayals. And I don't know how a overpowered isekai main character deals with that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, that could be interesting. I don't know. Yeah, there's just like stuff coming out, and I'm excited for more stuff. My next Pat Bear's Anime Club, I've decided, is I am going to answer the question, can an OVA ruin a show? And it would be interesting. It's just like kind of like an essay. I've only done one of these essays before, but I like the idea of kind of thinking through the like. I really like interviews with monster girls, but the OVA is bad. Does it lessen my enjoyment of interviews with monster girls? In some ways, it does, because it is just a bummer. And then there's shows like the OADs for that time I got reincarnated as slime are bad. They are very bad, and I would recommend that people who like that show don't watch them. I wonder if the 4-koma version of the Spider manga is going to be after credit stuff. I could totally see that, Dirty, as being the little coma, the little jokes at the end. That reminds me, there's a lot of reverse isekai stuff. I've seen that in games before. So, Silver Streak. Here's the fun thing. I'm going to talk a little bit about isekai. Modern isekai is the inverse of isekai, because the roots of isekai were traditionally a young lady goes to a different world and experiences a bunch of stuff. It's Wizard of Oz is an isekai. Thank you, Dirty. I will. We are going to take a pause for the cause in a moment or two, but I'll have a little water now. I don't mind that reminder. And so like not Fushigi Yugi and Inuyasha are isekai. Uh, obviously there's the transport. Now the modern popularization of Sword Art Online led to a wave of the harem male character isekai. Uh, and then looking back to it and applying the filters of what an isekai is, you can say that Tenchi Muyo is an actual inverse of modern isekai, in that it is a bunch of ladies from other places converging from different worlds, converging on our world, and a dude there. Where War on Geminar, which is the third Offspring series of it, Tenchi Muyo, yes, or War on Geminar, which is like his half brother ends up in this alternate dimension full of people, and that's a traditional isekai because he's way overpowered because his mom is from that world, but he doesn't know that, or he does know that, but they don't know that. It's a whole thing. Uh, but yeah, I mean that's like the basic thing of uh, Ryoko. Ryoko's great. Ryoko is that's a great character. Uh, she's awesome. The Hunter. Uh, but like that. So yeah. So that is like. Um, you could also say that I can't remember GXP per se, but even like Ah My Goddess is like an inverting the genre of isekai, in that instead of a person traveling to another world, a bunch of characters come to our world. That's also a thing that is not plentiful, but certainly happens in anime. Um, but the traditional isekai, like I'm mostly joking. Uh, uh, Well, the Tenchi in Tokyo is, well, one, Tenchi in Tokyo is bad, and two, the female character introduced in there is actually the antagonist of the series, uh, and it was a poorly constructed character. Uh, but I also don't remember a lot because Tenchi in Tokyo is bad. It was just a bad incarnation of the series. Uh, what an odd thing. Um, Warren Geminar is like 45-minute episodes. So weird. It was on like premium television in Japan. Uh, it was like a weird way to watch that show or to be interested in that show. Um, we are taking a pause for the cause in just a moment, and then we'll talk about modern anime stuff. But yeah, so traditional isekai, as I said, was kind of turned on its head. So a series like I think I saw Tenchi Muyo and Tenchi Universe. Yeah. So like there's Tenchi. There were two Tenchi series. There was the OVA and then the Tenchi TV series, which is Tenchi Universe, where they swapped when you met Ryoko, and Washu, who was coming to the planet and who had been in the cave. That swapped the introducing of Kikone. Makes a big appearance there. And then there are other Tenchi series that continue, and then Warren Geminar is following his younger brother, who gets introduced in the last Tenchi series. And then GXP is like a side series, I believe. Yeah, I don't remember all. I'll admit, I don't remember all the details of Tenchi Muyo universe of all the Tenchis. Tenchi Tokyo, I do remember being not good. And then there's also Pretty Sammy, which is the spin-off series that is a children's series featuring the one Akane's younger sister as a magical girl. Tenchi Muyo, Pretty Sammy. And also, I have Ryoko. There's the Ryoko thing. And then there's at least one other thing I didn't mention because that somehow is a juggernaut. We're not talking about Fate level of series, but we're talking lots of different. Tenchi Muyo, there was a lot of it. But yeah, so the modern isekai right now is dude goes to another world. That is what we think of. Sword Art Online certainly influenced that, and Overlord and various other things. And then there's the wave of, well, we can't just do an isekai, so we gotta do this instead, which is the modern thing. So that's slime, spiders. This is a comic one, the overpowered one. Is it wrong? Or no, sorry. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life, which is an isekai, but it's self-aware and a comedy thing. It also features a female character, or a show that has magic, but is really about a young lady just trying to like deal with a world without books. Like that's an isekai that is more traditional of an isekai, but also is a weird one where they are like, yeah, she's got magical abilities, but that's not the thing that we're really focused on. I dropped a piece that requires me to get up, so I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to go to this. But we'll start the pause for the cause. This is a brief time for y'all to, if you are currently a subscriber, if you were gifted a sub today, or if you're a subscriber on your own, if you use your coin, or if you use cash money, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote if you're a tier 2. Our tier 2s, for some reason, both our tier 2s do not watch the streams live, which is awesome and weird. But I'm so psyched about that. All right, and we're back to this overhead. Great. So pause to the cause. If you're new to the stream, I'm going to briefly talk about ways you can support the stream if you'd like to. Throw in the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in there, letting people know. As mentioned, if you have Twitch Prime, you can link it with you link your Amazon to Twitch, and you can support a stream that way. That is a great way to support the streams. I'm going to quickly go through this stuff. I'm going to try to be quick and easy, and then we'll get back to building. But I do like to go through. I got some Nightbot commands here. I also have a Patreon. You could join my Patreon. The $1 level, you get a monthly Q&A video that I make only for Patreon. $3, you get all the $1 stuff. Plus, you can, once a month, you can vote on what I play in one of my bonus streams. I'm going to be putting a poll out for that probably tomorrow for Tuesday. And I'll have a couple options like do another Twitch Sing stream, or just do a just chatting stream, or like I don't know. I'm gonna come up with like a third option for Tuesday, or maybe like do a Jackbox stream, something like that. $5 you get videos early. $10 you get to vote on kits I build in what order I build them. So like this won a poll of the kits I have waiting to be built, and so I built it. I have donations. Anything that you donate goes to buying model kits, because as you can see, it does take money to buy kits and build. So I got that. Being a subscriber is an awesome way to support the channel. Doing all that, I really appreciate it. Just watching and hanging out, telling your friends, that's a great way. I do have a wish list. If you were so inclined and you would like to buy something on my wish list, we'll quickly take a look at that. A reminder, if you're watching this on YouTube, all these links are in the show description that I'm mentioning right now. I've got pretty inexpensive Lego sets in there and some model kits. Someone bought something off my wish list. I don't know who, but somebody really recently bought a high grade, 144 high grade, that when that arrives, it'll jump the queue and I'll build that. Because anything you buy on the wish list jumps ahead of the other stuff that I have in my backlog, and I'll build those sooner. So somebody bought something on there. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff in there, different prices. If that's something you like to do. You can also buy something off of my, you can buy a gift card from USA Gundam store if you don't want to use Amazon, and then you send me the code, and then I build something there. You can whisper it to me, or, send me a DM, whatever. Let's see, I have a Discord. can join my Discord. I post photos of every build I do. People post stuff that they're working on, which is pretty rad. There's my Discord. We will get back to building in just a moment, but I do want to throw some links at you. Pat Baer's Anime Club is on my YouTube. That was the live from PAX that we did. It is yelling about the shows we love, featuring awesome folks talking about anime, talking about shows, and also that show description lists every show we talked about, so you can go and see that for yourself. Improvised Postmortem is, I think it's a pretty cool episode of that. Great guest, fun one. I'd love to have people watch that. That's the Twitch archive, which they don't switch to the images from the slideshow enough, but it happens. And then, Baering the List. It's a weekly series I do where I find a tier list on Tier Maker, and I do it and record myself talking about it. This week's, hey, did you know that they named the 4 shapes for the nuggets? The bell, the bone, the ball, and the boot. Sometimes the bone is also called the bow tie. But they have names for them, and I rank those 4 shapes. My criteria being how good they are or bad they are when you are trying to dunk them into sauce. Boot is best. I mean, dirty, yeah. Spoiler alert, boot is the best. Boot is incredible. You just plug it in there, boop, boop. So much. Great. It's the best. But yeah, so I put that up, and I think it's just a funny, silly thing. All right, so then we're going to talk about some anime. We're going to talk about some anime that came out. So first and foremost, I didn't get a chance to, before the stream, before Monday's stream, watch this week's episode of Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. So they are working towards their next video. The rent that they were receiving, I haven't watched the list. That was just off the cuff opinion. Ha! Well, I agree with you, Dirty. Sorry. Wide, narrow. All right, so this is going to go like this. Okay, I think I did that right. We'll find out later when I put these on, if I put these on right. So yeah, Eizouken. So now they're working on their next thing. The student council found out that they were taking rent from the audio, that they were selling some of the audio archives from the audio engineer club, and so now they're getting that. So they lost some income for that. There is a still saying, hey, social media is not fun, because Camry is using social media to promote their next project, which they are going to do. They're basically going to go to Comic-Con. They're going to Japanese Comic-Con. That's their big goal, is to finish the next film for that, because that way they can sell. It's outside of the school, and they can sell the DVDs, and continue with that part of the project, which I was like, that's a smart idea. So that is the next big step for the show, and then also they get sponsored. The town's neighborhood association is going to sponsor their anime as long as it features backgrounds of the town, which is because the short they showed at the school featured the school as the backdrop. And there's a dude there that was like, oh, you made an anime that seemed older. Turns out that guy is part of the neighborhood youth association, and they're hoping that it brings attention to the town, which is a thing that anime does. I can't, I've talked about Laid Back Camp and how it increased tourism and people wanting to go to and visit Mount Fuji and camp near Mount Fuji. But also, Zombieland Saga, a anime about a bunch of undead girls who become an idol group, increased tourism and general interest in Saga. in Saga, the commerce there, the governing body there, were just like, oh, you did such a beautiful job rendering. Like your art, you captured places, and you did such a great job. This is such a weird show, but we're so happy about it because of course they are. Like so. Eizouken is so smart about that. Of like, of course, even if it was just like very amateurish, like it's students making this animated short about robots. Of course, they also mentioned that all these other clubs want them to do a thing and like pitch things because people got psyched about the robotics club. So of course, like other clubs are like, hey, make our thing. But now they're going to get sponsored by uh, the neighborhood association, uh, and I think that's just like such an awesome idea. Um, I'm really excited to see what comes of the show and what they get into because it is just such a lovely. Um, the vibes in Eizouken are so great, and then there's a flashback, and we start to get a little idea. We get Mini Mori. We get a little bit of an understanding of uh, like her mindset of business and understanding that and watching a local her family run um, convenience store kind of go under and the lessons she learned there. And it's like, it was like kind of neat. It's kind of neat to check that out and see that side of her and that motivation for what she's doing in the present. It's just neat. Um, there was an entire anime about a picture and its attractions a few seasons back. It was about a kid who transferred there. Oh yes, so the second season of it is here. Maybe dirty. Well, there were a couple things. There was one that was like a weird one. So right now I'm watching. It comes out every Monday. Um, uh, uh, um, Shoot, I'm gonna look up the name of it. Um, it is called Yanagome-chan Katsatsu Niki, and the second season is happening right now. Um, and that is a show about this like kind of like underrepresented prefecture in Japan and like the people that live there, Nagoya, which I think is like very fun because it is a guy who moved there from Tokyo who's just like trying to find out what's so great and what's so fun about the city. Uh, all right. Silver Streak says they have to mod a stream for Kish. Have a good night, all. Well, have a good night, Silver Streak. Thank you very much for that gift sub, and thanks for being here. Thanks for chatting. Really appreciate it. But yeah, Eizouken. Look, this season is been a little light as far as good ass shows. I think we all we know that, but dang it, if Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken isn't rad as hell, and I can't wait for Sunday and the next episode because it's just so goddamn good. All right, so we got a sticker here that we're bending over one side to the other side. So we're going to try to put some pressure on one as we bend it. I keep saying bend over. I don't mean to be crude. I'm not here for jokes. I'm here to, and we'll get a crease going, and then that's not a perfect job, but it's an okay job, and this is going to be the shoulder, one of the shoulder blades anyway, so I'm not feeling terrible about it, because we're going to have to keep doing that anyway. Because we have to put 12 on the other side, so we'll do that. I'm gonna say, oh yeah, so that show, still solid, glad I caught up with that. Black Clover, mostly just a recap episode. Next week's episode seems to be new material. I'm okay with that. Is the timing bad because, there's not a lot of anime out there? Yes. Am I fine with them doing a couple here and there of just like episodes where they're like trying to find their feet because they just ended a major arc that had a lot of fight scenes and probably cost a lot of money and it's an ongoing show? Yeah, I don't got a problem with that. We did get a little bit more of the boys in the beginning, which was kind of fun. and the motivations they have. That was kind of neat. But yeah, it was overall, um, it was like fine. Uh, but yeah, it was all flashbacks, and like you said, I'm kind of okay with that because the show is gonna have new stuff coming next week. That's Black Clover. Um, let's see. F-114 is this one. Here it is. Let's see. What else did I watch? BOFURI. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. So this is the start of the games, the next big thing, which is guild quests. You're collecting orbs. We did have some of the characters training in the beginning. This was a Sally heavy episode, which I like because I think Sally is a character that because Maple, our main character, is so weird and just is such a weird her fighting style. The whole point of the show is this is a weird character that has a weird build in the game. Seeing some other characters do that, I think, was pretty fun. Get a time to shine. Sally got her time because she's just really good at fighting and a really good PvP player. We're going to see them do some defense. We did get to see Maple's ability to make it so her party takes no damage. The Hammer Girls got some new weapons. The person who the quote unquote normal person in the guild who's just the crafter, she got the ability now she can craft outside of anywhere, which will probably come in handy. And then the puzzle one, the one that loads puzzles, is storing spells, which will probably come in handy. And then, so this was pretty light. There was another little montage. I think they've used that montage music probably too much in the show. I'm a little sick of that. But it's still BOFURI is still a slice of life posing as a action anime. And I like that. It's still mostly about them hanging out and doing whatever. And it's cute, and I like it. So I do enjoy it. We also found out that the leader of the guild that seems to be so great and is great at talking to people, she's not great at PvP, and she also just gets really bummed out because she totally gets hoodwinked and is like, "No, I'm not meant for this." And it was a cute little moment where she was like, "Oh, I shouldn't be doing this." So BOFURI, I like BOFURI. I think that's a good show. It is one of my favorite shows this season. It's no Eizouken, but also, I've talked about this. I'm going to compare and contrast this show with the next one I'm going to talk about, Infinite Dendrogram, and how refreshing BOFURI is because, so both shows are virtual reality MMORPGs, right? One of them reminds you of that. The reason they're doing these things and player deaths and all this stuff, they're telling these stories and you have a fondness for the characters and you want Maple's guild to succeed and do well, so you're rooting for her. You're rooting for them to do well and to win and to beat these other guilds that look down on the other people and think it's all about Maple or think that they got some secret way to beat her and all this other stuff. So you're rooting for her. Infinite Dendrogram is definitely often trying to make sure, trying to hope that you forget that it doesn't matter, because it doesn't. Their big thing was, NPCs can die and they don't come back. Okay. Well, they also don't spend a lot of time with NPCs. So it kind of doesn't matter. If they spent more time with NPCs, maybe I would care more about those NPCs, but they don't really do that. So I don't know. I got back-to-back episodes. I was happy about these because, 2 weeks ago, they took a week off because a lot of, apparently, the fight scenes in Infinite Dendrogram are done in a studio in China. So they took a week off to kind of like play catch up. Um, and fine, I'm totally okay with that. There's no complaints on my end about that. Also, they did bring back the brother who is like we don't know a lot about. We knew that he was like a martial artist, and it's kind of weird that he doesn't hang out with his brother that often. But his brother was like one of the first people to play the game, and is apparently one of the strongest people in the series, which is kind of interesting. Uh, he also dresses like a bear and says "Kuma" at the end of stuff, at the end of every sentence, which you know I like. I'm predisposed to like that. Uh, the big thing is we saw this big fight between a character that we knew was already strong and a character that we got introduced as strong. The complaint I have in general with pacing of some shows is we know that something terrible is about to happen. We've known that for 3 or 4 episodes. We also know that a character is most likely going to uh, turn on our hero and betray them for a bigger purpose. They have a good reason for doing it, but they're going to do it. And we know way more than our hero knows. And I generally don't dislike that, but you can only do that for so long until it's like, just fucking do it already. Just did my lease renewal paperwork. Nice, Lastbrook. Get that paperwork done. I'm glad you got that together. But yeah, Infinite Dendrogram, like, just fucking. That was the complaint I had with Welcome to Demon School. I was like, I know that Senpai is going to betray people at the festival. That shouldn't. Either I shouldn't know that 4 episodes before it happens, or it shouldn't take 4 episodes for that to happen. Thanks for reminding me I need to email my landlord. Okay, well, good job, Dirty. I reminded myself by talking about the audition thing I did today that that someone emailed me during my stream last night about because they had asked me to do a video with them, and I said yes. And then I didn't. And they were like, here's some dates and times. And I didn't reply to that email because I was streaming and then forgot to reply to it today. So I just made a note for myself or during the stream, hey, reply to this email. It's like interviewing me about the internet for something. And I was like, sure. I like the people who are asking me to do it. But yeah, I totally forgot to do that. Anyway, Infinite Dendrogram, like, just fucking... I don't care. If this was last season, this would be the show that I totally dropped. Because, like, I kind of like some of the characters, but I don't like enough of them. I want to care more than I do, and I don't. So I don't, like, I want to know what happens with next week's BOFURI. I want to know what happens with Eizouken. I'm excited to catch up on Science Fell in Love. I'm excited about the next My Hero Academia because Deku's going to fight a dude, and that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Like, but you know, there are some shows that I'm just like, okay, cool, all right, you know. And it's like, well, I guess I'll watch these 2 back-to-back episodes. That's not. I don't like being like that when it comes to things I want to watch. Didn't watch any of that, but I did. Today you watched Castlevania Season 3. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get Netflix again soon. I was always going to keep Amazon Prime, but now I'm psyched about Amazon Prime because it means that because they announced that the Kids in the Hall are going to be doing a series, the first ever Canadian Amazon original. Obviously, the series has existed before, like the show. They were doing things before. Uh, so the original is basically it's an original like episodes. It's not just them airing it. But yeah, I'm excited for more Kids in the Hall and seeing what they do because they've done some live stuff that has been pretty solid, and they're all funny people. And they said they're going to revisit some characters because they own all of it. Uh, so they'll do some revisits of some famous things, and it'll be interesting to see what comes of it. It'll be interesting to see like what plays and what doesn't play. I think Buddy Cole, a two camera character, will play perfectly and totally be great. It'll be interesting to see how many dresses end up in the show. And then also, I guess they'll do some stuff about weed in Canada. That'll be interesting to see. I don't know. But yeah, excited to see that. I very much love that show. It is formative to my comedy styles. Dave Foley, in particular, means a lot to me. And I'm happy that he's working on that. I'm very excited to see what that is. And like I said, there's what's any chart? Let's see, any chart is going to list the yes, spring 2019. I'll just start talking about some shows that actually interest me that are coming out. There's a bunch of them. I'll watch Love is War Season 2. I'm not super excited about Love is War Season 2. I think there's characters that are in that show that I think are great. Chica Chan rules. But it's mostly it's just like, yeah, I'll watch that. I liked the first season. I'll watch the second one. More Fruits Basket. I probably want to watch that. Oh, Plunderer is a double length. Huh. Didn't know that. Eh. Oh yeah. Nah, no, I'm not gonna watch that show. Just kind of looking right now, seeing what's up here. Tower of God is a Crunchyroll original that I don't know what I've seen. The art style didn't really appeal to me, but the idea seems like it might have legs. So I will definitely be checking that out. We'll see. Like I said, yeah, I was like, I'm intrigued about it. Okay. There is the Villainous anime. That one seems real good. I'm looking forward to that. Trigger is what's Bina? BNA? Nah, that doesn't look good. I mean, maybe it will be. I don't know. Second season of I'm gonna log into my. Second season of Sentence of Bookworm is coming out, so that's good. God of High School, the manga's pretty. I don't know if I know. Sorry, I'm just looking here. English, that's what I want. That's what I needed. My Next Life is a Villainous. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Sentence Bookworm, I'm excited for more of that. Oh, they're already putting No Guns Life out. I didn't really like No Guns Life, but that's cool. Uh, oh, that weird towel comedy. They're making that show is very itchy. They're doing a second season of that, huh? Okay. Uh, Momo. That's a weird anime. More Dropkick on My Devil. I didn't love that. I know people like that a lot. People real like that show. Thought it was funny. I did not find it that funny, but to each their own. Okay. Listeners, that could be interesting. That's an original. I like that. Uh, yeah, there's a few things coming out next season that I'm like, what's this? Smartphone strategy game turned anime. Okay. I'll have to read. I gotta read through. I gotta look all this stuff up and see uh, if there's anything. Movies and OVAs and various other things. I gotta check my OVAs to see if I missed anything that came out. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing what's coming out next season and what people are psyched about. Um, I don't know what's going to be on. Like it's always that weird thing where I'm like, okay, what's coming to Hulu? Am I going to keep Hulu in April or not? Because like, if there aren't shows that I want to watch, then then forget it. I'll just drop it for a month or two. And what's going to be on Funimation that isn't on Hulu? Because a lot of it is. And like, is there? Because if there's only one show, like this season, there's only one show on Funimation that I kind of wanted to watch, and I'm not watching. Uh, but it was only like I kind of want to watch the cat show. I wasn't like super like, oh, I gotta see that cat show. It's such a good show. Show about cute cats. I gotta see that. Oh, did you hear? There's a new cat in the cat show. It's like, nah, I'm okay. uh, but yeah. And one of these, I'll definitely during the slow period, which is coming up. We're a couple weeks away from the slow period. Part of the slow period is I will get caught up on One Piece because I have just stopped watching it, but I'll get caught up because I just wasn't interested in what they were doing. But I'll get back into it and get caught up. We'll see where the show's at and if I'm still interested. But I think I will be. I just kind of let it go. Having a little trouble getting this arm piece on, but we'll get it going. Let's see. This weekend I'm working tomorrow at the theater that I often work at. I'm teching tomorrow, which is good because I did not work the previous week because of the weekend because I was at PAX. So I have not been there in a while, so that'd be good to get in there, get a little teching in. And then Saturday I will be streaming Saturday night, of course. Maybe not of course, but that is a true statement that I will be streaming Saturday night. During the day on Saturday, I've got a cool brunch with somebody that is visiting New York that I haven't seen in a while, and that'll be fun. And I'm looking forward to doing that. I think tomorrow I'm going to try to sell my saxophone again because I tried that a while ago and then kept getting a lot of like, tell me more about this. And then people who were like, I don't want to go to Brooklyn. And being like, okay, well, where are you? Maybe I'll come to you. And then not hearing from people. I'm going to try again to sell that saxophone. We'll see if I can do it tomorrow before I go in to my job. We'll see. I think it'll work out okay, but I don't know. Don't know. And let's get a hand down here. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking I might wait till Saturday to try to do it because I was going to be around, but now I have this brunch thing that I'm doing. I'm like, well, that's going to take up some time, so I can't really do both those things. Oops. Pulled the wrong piece. D13. So I don't know. But yeah, I'll try to do that. Nothing super exciting right now. Got a few things happening, but you know, it's that post convention. That's the thing I was working towards. That was the thing I was getting ready for. So now it's just kind of like just being around, getting some work done, trying to get some long-term work. I have a bunch of my ongoing stuff is kind of wrapped up. A lot of my contract work ended, and so I'm trying to pick more up while I look for full-time employment. So hopefully I'll pick up a few more things I can do, odds and ends, as I try to get something consistent going. We'll see. Hopefully it'll work out, because you know it would be great if it did. All right. All right. Well, we got a lot done today. We got the head, we got the chest, we got a whole arm done. We will be, as I said, this is a 1/100, and you're looking and you're going, that looks pretty small. That's F91. F91 was small. That was a small series. That was on purpose. They were trying to make them smaller. So we got one arm here. We're going to work on the other arm, which is basically identical, except it does have the place for the beam shield that does not, like the, instead of putting a shield on, there's just a thing on the arm that then expands. You can see that there, and then a beam shield just comes on around it. It's a pretty neat, pretty cool idea. So I'm going to wrap up a little early tonight. I apologize for that, but I am, instead of just starting the next thing, I'm going to wrap up. I'm still kind of trying to rest my voice a little bit, but on Saturday I'll be back with the next portion of the build stream here as I kind of just wrap up. We'll talk as I wrap up some stuff. I want to thank everybody that joined me tonight. Thank you to Dirty and to Silver Streak. Of course, Dirty, thank you so much for gifting those subs. New subs! Make sure you're following me here on Twitter, or sorry, on Twitch, and follow me on Twitter too. Twitter.com/PatBaer is probably the best way. When I'm not streaming, you can see my schedule. I'll be streaming Saturday and Monday at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. Those are the stream times. And then the stream, then next Tuesday, I'll be doing a 8 p.m. Eastern bonus stream where I will be playing, I don't know what I'm going to play. I'm going to put a poll out to my Patreon and let them decide. Maybe it'll be Jackbox. Maybe it'll be Twitch Sings. Maybe it'll be just a hangout stream. Just chatting stream. I'm going to let them decide. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Thanks for watching the stream and supporting and chatting. And if you weren't chatting, that's okay too. As always, the fact that you spent any time here means the world to me. So thank you very much for that. And I will officially see you on the next Build with Baer workshop. Bye-bye, everybody. Watch this ad. And if you're a subscriber, look at the blank space. Bye, Aristophan. Glad you were here. Bye.